The 21st century has seen the evolution of music from the CD sales era to the digital purchase period before technological advancement brought about the streaming era. With this era has come what most will term as the takeover of the global stage by Afrobeat music. The Grammy Awards is a testament to this. In the previous year, we witnessed the addition of the Best African Music Performance category to the award ceremony. This year, that category solely includes top Afrobeat stars. Getting to know his speculations for Grammys and the genre itself, I have a one-on-one conversation with the co-founder of Hypertech Digital 960 Music Group and the founder and CEO of Now Music, Omorogbe, who has been in the industry for decades. He discusses his musical legacy, the Grammys, and the foreseeable future of Afrobeat.
Hi, this is Omorogbe here. I'm hanging out with my girl, Ewalua, and we are catching cruise on Spotlight, on Entertainment News, Channels TV. The only place to be. Keep it locked.
I would like to start with the very first question. What are your predictions for this year's Grammy nominations?
I predict that it's going to be very exciting. I predict that it is already keenly contested. I predict that the outcome would be pretty hotly debated. One way or another, it's going to be fun, to experience. I don't have predictions as to who would win. I have some thoughts around what could possibly happen. So if Chris Brown wins, it'll be wins for Davido and Lil J, but I think that's also going to be very controversial. I really love the Asake Wizkid song. I really love the Asake Wizkid song. Thames is, on point too. And it will be great for Yemi Alade. Yeah, it'll be great for Yemi Alade. Fingers crossed. I'm waiting for February 3. With bated breath. Yeah.
What do you think, Afrobeat would look like 5 years from now? What do you think would be the level of success and impact and sonic, interpretation?
I believe that Afrobeats 5 years from now would be bigger. I believe that it will be considerably more expansive. I, for one, I don't view Afrobeats strictly from the lens of stylistic definition, like a genre. For me, Afrobeats is a brother in the broader sense of the Afrobeats is a movement. Is a cultural statement. It's about young Africans, young Nigerians of a certain generation who have, imbibed the music and the culture from the previous generations, and they've applied a new spin to it. I think Afrobeats is a generation of African music that has most benefited from the upsurge of digital revolution, really. So I don't see Afrobeat in terms of as a genre of music where you have a particular beat pattern and all of that stuff. No, I see it in a much broader sense. I see it as a movement.
Looking at your resume, it's quite intimidating because there's so much there. You've been involved in various aspects of the music industry, licensing, record label, publishing. How would you say your contribution to the growth of music in Nigeria has impacted Afrobeat as we know it today? How has that shaped the present look of Afrobeat?
So my contribution has been pretty broad-based, and there's a reason for that. And the reason is that I'm primarily a creative. I'm one of those guys who badly needed to find, platforms for self-expression. Right? So I started out just basically wanting to perform music, write music, perform music, hip-hop, beatbox, breakdancing and all that stuff. Started recording, trying my hands on production and all of that. So for someone who writes music, who produces music, who, manages a crew of creatives. I had the responsibility of like being the business focal point. I developed very early this multifaceted approach to the business of the art and business of music, right? So actually, first time I registered Now Music, or I didn't register Now Music, I was a year 2 student at the University of Lagos. And we put out music. Music we thought was really, really dope, but we had gone through the process of creating the music, packaging it before we found out before we realized the amount of how difficult it was to promote music, how expensive it was to promote music, right? And got badly burned. I was in school, I didn't. So what I did was step back for 1 year so I could graduate, and immediately I graduated, I bounced back, and my first play was to get into the media space. So I got into media, and of course with the media stuff, as the media platforms grew, I made friends in the media space. I had contributions, to Girls Night Out, to the Headies, the Hip Hop of the World before it became Headies, NMVA, then later, AFRIMA Awards and all of that stuff. So there's a media part of me. So we're moving CDs, we're promoting shows, we're promoting tours, Reading My tour across the country, we're promoting tours. And we worked with a lot of people. At that time, we were looking after a huge percentage of the top artists who established the foundation, of Afrobeats. A huge percentage of them. Too many to mention. I had relationships with everyone from Paul Play Dairo, to Idris Abdul Karim, Rugged Man, Too Short, Neola, Freestyle. Then later on, Timi Dakolo, Shei. It's a lot of talents, a lot of projects. At the risk of sounding modest, I've done it practically all. I've done it all.
The last Grammys, which is the 66th Grammy, we witnessed the very first performance by a Nigerian artist on the Grammy stage. So is there any performer you'd like to see on the stage? If the speculations are true, which of these artists would you like to see perform on the Grammy stage?
I love Ashake's, vibe on stage. Ashake I love Ashake's vibe on stage. If we're looking at just from the pool of nominees now, I'd love to see a Rema performance at the Grammys. That kid is a beast. I'd love to see Yemi Alade perform. I'd love to see a Thames performance. I mean, Thames has done a lot of international stuff at that level, but the Grammy is the level. So whoever gets the shot, whoever gets the nod should understand that, they're representing themselves, they're representing their team, but they're also representing, a billion or two of us, and they should go out there and literally, kill it.
What do you think would be the positive and the negative aspect of Afrobeat's change in the coming years sonically?
People said rap would not survive more than 3 years. If you listen to a lot, people said it was a fad. And not just people, not random people, important people who probably should know said, this thing, this rap thing, self really they do, so, give it a couple of years, it'll fizzle out, right? Last year we had a massive global celebration. What was it? Hip hop was 50. It has changed. It will always continue to evolve, but it is still intrinsically, basically hip hop. You listen to an artist, you hear a sound, right? Sonically, you hear a soundscape in the background. On top of that, you hear vocals that are heavily Fuji influenced, or heavy, Akpala influenced, right? You hear stuff that is heavy high life influence.
I think she did us that.
Right, heavy high life influence. You hear, and that's what brings all the color. So I really don't. I'm really not too bothered. Yeah. So I think Afrobeats is in a good place. I think it's healthy. I think it will survive.